Stan Allen explains that a separate space for theory is defined in order to reflect on the nature of discipline at a distance, while the possibility of cumulative or incremental change from within is held in check. Theory and practice are under this formulation, equally rule-bound. Theory devoted to the production of rules, practice regulated to the implementation of those same rules. Though this might have previously been true, it is not true any longer. Technological advances have loosened the limits of architecture, and in so doing have brought the distance between theory and practice closer and closer together to where theory not only influences practice, but actively informs it. This new territory is where design intelligence arises. Architectural theory is defined as a historically contingent speculative system of concepts. It is a discourse that describes architecture, identifies challenges to it, and poses alternative solutions. No bullshit. Though that would be simpler. Design intelligence is a way of actively engaging any pertinent subject matters concerning a construct. Basically, it is the consideration of all aspects of the building. Design intelligence means not wasting money, building practical stuff, and building not only for aesthetics, but for experience.
Kentucky Highlands president and CEO issued a challenge to design a house to be built in a houseboat factory with 70% Kentucky-made products to cost $1 a day to heat and cool, and with a purchase price of $100,000, including $10,000 vault. Houseboat to Energy-Efficient Residences HBR, a University of Kentucky state project for energy-efficient housing, not only shows us the significance of cooperation, but also, most importantly, explains to us what design intelligence is. It is a project completed by the University of Kentucky College of Design, the UK Center for Applied Energy Research, the Kentucky Highlands Investment Corporation, and the Kentucky Housing Corporation. Designers worked on a budget, attempting to build practical stuff while considering aesthetics and overall experience. HBR is truly an illustration of design intelligence.
Engagement in design intelligence is clearly shown through the projects completed by Sharp Architects. The buildings constructed by this firm are not only beautiful to the eye, but the elements of these buildings have specific purposes. They are not built overbearing one central theoretical idea, but instead are considerate of all perimeters concerning their construction, making the architecture unique, purposeful, and whole. The Korean Presbyterian Church is a poor example of design intelligence. The addition of ornamentative figures on the sides of the building is superfluous. The parts do not add an experience to the public walking in the building. Beyond aesthetics, these forms serve no purpose. In the eye of those engaging in design intelligence, this is a building that failed to be practical or financially effective.
Although classical architecture theory is centered around the concept of one great truth, that there is one way of designing architecture, design intelligence draws influence from several smaller truths. As Michael Speake states, contemporary architecture is not driven by visionary ideas heroically realized in visionary form. Instead, it is compelled by the need to innovate, to create plausible solutions to problems that have been stated, but whose larger implications have not yet been formulated. The only way to achieve this is through intelligence.
Economical changes are important considerations when utilizing design intelligence. Designs are created with intangible things such as brands, experience, identity, fear, and access in mind. Theory would attempt to push these thoughts out of mind, maintaining a position inside its specified view of architecture. And oppositely, practice would let these thoughts consume the design, resulting in a reactionary construct that belittles the original needs and theoretical ideas. Though both Stan Allen and Dean Michael Speakes agree that architecture is a field that is heavily influenced, dependent even, on outside conditions. Design intelligence, though, finds the middle ground, referred to by Stan Allen as pragmatic realism, allowing it to take into consideration the needs of a constraining budget. Design intelligence creates rules relative to specific projects, whereas theory in itself is a set of rules. The utilization of design intelligence is not forgetting theory, but rather implementing an evolutionized structure for architecture.
Michael Speake states that utopian ideals have given way to the chatter of intelligence. Building designs can no longer be constrained by one viewpoint or theory. Architects must work together and communicate. Theory has undergone a long evolution from philosophy to practice to design intelligence, in which architecture is no longer static in its own design. It is an active discourse. So what does all this talk of intelligence and theory really mean? Basically, architecture has undergone a vast evolution from Vitruvius to now. The backbone that has supported architectural design through the ages started with philosophy. Architects like Alberti and Vitruvius had solid ideas on what they perceived to be the right way of doing architecture, which they wrote down in books as a sort of rule set. Later, architectural theory evolved to include practice. Practice and theory are one in the same, because you can't have theorists separate from applicable designers. This was well stated by Stan Allen. Although he makes good points about theory being tied to practice, Michael Spix points out that due to the paradigm shift of our modern times, it is no longer practical to practice architecture based on one theory. Instead, it proposes a method of design that is reliant on several factors that influence a building function, purpose, and overall message. This new method of design, appropriately titled Design Intelligence, is the best way of designing efficiently, while stimulative and modern. Design intelligence is not a far cry from architectural theory at all. In fact, it is just part of a continued evolution of what drives architects to create and design, and this will continue to evolve and change to accommodate the world as it grows and changes.